CNN is in the news today, and it's for the wrong reasons. They're not the ones telling the news, they're the ones making it. It's because their host, Jake Tapper, is shedding his audience after he pimped out his book for more than a month, trying to talk about how Joe Biden's decline was being covered up. More on that in a minute. I want to show you this first because this is shocking, and I think everyone needs to see it. It is Senator Joni Ernst at a town hall being asked by a constituent about whether or not she's aware that the Medicaid and SNAP cuts she is for are going to kill people. And here's how she took that.
So, people are not, well, we all are going to die. So, for heaven's sakes.
Let's watch that one more time because it is short, but it's shocking.
So, people are not, well, we all are going to die. So, for heaven's sakes.
We are all going to die, for heaven's sakes. I think, first off, Republicans, please keep doing town halls. This is beautiful. I think every constituent deserves to know who represents them. And if your position of being a senator, a United States senator, is that your job as a lawmaker isn't to help people live the best lives they can, it is to help facilitate their death, I think it's important for your voters to know that. So please keep doing town halls. Second, it is the role of government, in my opinion, to help make people's lives better. It is a role of government to help ensure that the people who didn't get an opportunity because of their family or where they come from at least get a bit of a shot to have a better life than their parents. But it is folks like Joni Ernst and much of MAGA who believe the government is actually there to help enrich them, to make them powerful, and to frankly hurt people who need help. That's what I think Joni Ernst is saying here. And as Tina Smith said, Senator Tina Smith said, I thought my job as senator was to try to keep my constituents alive. Oh, Tina Smith, you're so naive. No. Your job as senator is to try to make money. It's try to make money. And we have a little bit more reactions here. So, someone said that PolitiFact did rate this as true because we all are going to die. Joni Ernst didn't lie. I just think I would prefer that Joni Ernst would want us to live as long and as happily as possible. But at least she's not lying. Someone else put here, any doctor here, I'm a doctor, what's going on? A heart attack, I'm a doctor in philosophy. He is going to die. We are all going to die. That's Joni Ernst. And before we get to this breaking news from CNN, I just want to say too, like I said about the Senate and senators and our representatives, they really should be there to make our lives better. Senator Bob Menendez, who got caught being bribed with gold bars, said this. People talk about the Trump DOJ, but it was the Democrats who started weaponizing the Justice Department when, as the chairman of the SFRC, I didn't go along with Obama's Iran deal. I was indicted, and the next day after being stripped of my position, Obama announced the Iran deal. Okay. And then Brett Meislis from Midas Touch said this, which I thought was just so great. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of these corrupt criminal losers blaming the justice system on Democrats anytime they get in trouble so they can try to get a pardon from Trump. Pathetic. The difference between us and Republicans is we will call someone like Bob Menendez pathetic, and we will hope that he rots in prison for the crimes he committed. It's unacceptable. What's also unacceptable is that CNN is promoting Jake Tapper's book. He's been promoting it non-stop. Here's just a taste of that.
We're back with breaking news in our politics lead and a brand new excerpt from my upcoming book with Axios' Alex Thompson. It's called Original Sin. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's on Biden's decline. It's called Original Sin. I'm sure you've heard on May 20th. That's Tuesday. Original Sin. That's coming out in 3 weeks. On May 20th, that's just 19 days away. In 1 week and 1 day. It's coming out in just a few days. Comes out Tuesday. You will not believe what we found out.
So isn't the role of a reporter to tell us the news when you know it, not to save it for your book to make some money? If this was a big deal, Jake Tapper, why didn't you tell us 6 months ago? Why didn't you tell us 8 months ago? Why didn't you tell us when Joe Biden was president? By the way, we have an insurrectionist criminal in office who is doing everything he can to undo the Constitution, who is ruling by fiat, who is making illegal moves every day, and you choose to do this, doesn't really sit right with me. Turns out it doesn't really sit right with much of your audience either, because they are leaving. Here's the report. Jake Tapper's CNN show lost 25% of their audience since releasing his book. 25%. The Lead with Jake Tapper hit a nearly decade low in ratings in May, averaging 525,000 viewers. Just for context, this channel has 523,000 viewers. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. But we also get, of those 523,000 who are subscribed, there are about 3 million to 4 million people who watch this channel every month. Thank you all to the returning viewers. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It does help. But it just goes to show that like legacy media is dying, and doing stuff like this, like doing stuff that your audience actively rejects, only helps ensure that it dies quicker. And he tried to do everything he could to make himself friendly with the right when promoting this book, but it didn't work. Here is Libs of TikTok saying the news about how he lost 25% of his viewers, his lowest rating since 2015. And she put it like this: despite his recent attempt to convince people that he wasn't part of the media's cover-up of Biden's obvious mental decline. So they're not buying what you're selling. And MAGA truly doesn't read. So I don't know what the goal of this was. It's a huge loss. And Kash Patel did an interview with Fox News, and they put him in the largest chair possible. He looks like a little boy being chastised by the principal. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. That's all I got with that one. Stephen Miller, who is having trouble at home, was on CNN taking his anger out on her, on the reporter, when she asked him what they would actually like judges to do if not be a check and balance on Donald Trump. And he lost his mind.
That's democracy. So if there's 15 communist crazy judges on the court, that each of them as a team working together can block and freeze.
Unlike everyone that I asked earlier today, like, what is this? You all think it's him lying. It's him lying.
Each and every executive action. Joe Biden was allowed by that same court system.
Some of them
to
are
import
Trump judges,
20 million
though.
illegal foreigners.
Why did Trump
into
put
this
these
country.
crazy communist judges, as you call them, on the bench?
You heard President Trump himself say that the Federal Society and Leonard Leo has created a broken system for judicial vetting. And God knows
He
this
did
time
say that.
around, we are
So does
not
that
going
mean he
to be
doesn't
using.
support
we are
picking
not
Amy
going
Coney
to be
Barrett
using.
for the Supreme Court?
What it means is simply this and nothing more. We're not going to be using the Federal Society to make judicial nominations at all going forward.
Let them fight. Let them fight. The Federalist Society is one of the most conservative think tanks in D.C., and it really is funny that they're admitting that Donald Trump didn't do any vetting of his own judges. That's basically what they're saying here. They're like, well, we thought the Federalist Society was doing the work for us. No, the Federalist Society has their own agenda. Donald Trump is an absolute idiot. Speaking of idiots, I'm going to end with this, because this Trump voter might lose his job, but he was asked if he would still vote for Trump, and his answer might not be shocking. It's still pretty sad to hear. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit like on the video. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
I have a chance.
Babb doesn't regret his vote for Trump, but he thinks it could cost him his job.
I own a red plane.
Definitely with the tariffs, I believe they played a part. I think that, yeah, Donald Trump could have had a little bit more finesse instead of using like a blanket policy over everything.
So 4 months in, how would you grade Trump?
I'd give Trump right now a B+. I want stuff to happen right now, but I understand that the gears of Washington move very slow.
Too soon, he says, to think about the midterms.
It's very stressful that I'm gonna be out of work in the near future because I want to provide for my wife and kids.
Tired.
Much more important worries front and center.